What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Professor Layton vs. Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Extra Content Episode 5 at the market. Woo! Last time we went to the bakery, we saw Mrs. Eclair and we saw Barnum. So let's go see who we see at the market. It's as busy as ever here today. Hey, look, Maya. The usual suspects are all here. Ah, it's you lot again. It's been a while. Hey there, Mary. How have you and your goats been? Couldn't be better. How about a little taste of some scrumptious goat's milk? On the house, of course. Oh, look, if it isn't my favorite customers. Welcome back to Labyrinthia. Hello again, Miss Kira. I see you've gone back to selling flowers. That's right. Despite the long days and the boss breathing down my neck, it's pretty relaxing. Now, could I interest you fine folks in some positively pretty posies? By all means, Miss Kira. That sounds delightful. Oh, I've just noticed. You're not wearing glasses again today, Miss Kira. Now that you mention it, you're right. Ah, yeah, well, I think I must have dropped them somewhere. Again. Glasses like that don't come cheap. It took me months to save up for those. Is that right? Well, they have a pure gold frame and the lenses are made of diamond, not cheap. Seriously? Wait, I know. Maybe they fell into Mary's milk bucket again. Sploosh, right? Ah, yes, my milk bucket. Actually, that bucket's also gone missing. I seem to have misplaced it somewhere. The plot thickens. Yes, well, at least there was no precious milk in it today. Hey, look, that's Knightley over there. Hey there, Knightley. How's the Knightley lifestyle? He's a real one. Don't be absurd. That name, Knightley, is but a relic of the long-forgotten past. If I remember rightly, you gave up wanting to be a knight and started up as a potato seller instead. Which is when you changed your name to Mr. Spudley, right? Spudley? But after that, a mysterious explosion destroyed your potato stall and baked all your potatoes. And finally, while you weren't sure what to do with your life, you adopted the name Whatley. Knightley, Spudley, Whatley. Those names serve as nothing more than reminders of the past. With great purpose, I have cast aside such memories and bid goodbye to the problems of the past. That's right. I have already found a much more fitting new name. A name I have since assumed. Oh, really? So, what, Lee, have you come up with this time? The name by which I shall henceforth be known is... Ignitely? Where the heck did Ignitely come from? A man's name should express his heart, and my heart is full of fire. Hence Ignitely. Fearless and full of fire, at last a worthy name to express my true character. Ignitely, you say? Well, it certainly is intense. It kind of makes me think more of sparks and explosions. Explosively? Well, from the outset, Knightley failed to really stoke my fire, if you know what I mean. Oh, it is still a rubber sword, I think. I'm, not sure I do know, or want to. A young man yearning to become a knight, hence the name Knightley. No matter how you look at it, that name conveys a certain lack of imagination. No kidding. I guess you have a point. I'm sorry, but I must beg to differ. I'm sure the developers put a lot of thought into the names they came up with.
Objection!
Not likely. If that were true, then what about Mary? What about it? Everyone knows the rhyme, Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. But tell me, what's that got to do with me? My fluffy little snowykins is a gorgeous white goat, not a lamb. I mean, they didn't even think to get the right animal. What poppycock?
Hold it!
And while we're on the subject, what about me? Miss Kira? I mean, yeah, I played the role of a killer in the trial and everything. But to actually name me Kira, As soon as anyone hears my name, the first thing they'll think is guilty. It's so unfair. That's true. That's the first thing I thought when I heard her name. I see what you mean. I suppose it doesn't sound like a great deal of time went to the creation of such names. What do you think, Espella? Well, when you put it like that, I guess. Even the name Espella seems a little obvious. Ha! Well, I guess we're not meant to think all that hard about it. At any rate, I hear the first witch trial in which these people all appeared as witnesses was the first scenario written for this game. I suppose you could call it a trial run. Wow, really? That's right. Apparently at the time, simple placeholder names were given to all the characters. Although, curiously enough, many of these placeholder names seem to have stuck. Once those names stuck, I guess the characters were stuck with those names. Sounds familiar somehow. Sometimes, once you get to know a character by a certain name, no other name seems to sit so well. That's why it's so important to start off on the right foot. I think she's right, Mr. Wright.
Hold it!
While you lauder on the subject, how about hearing what I got to say? Boop, 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 boop. Where did you come from? Talking about bad naming, mine's gotta be the worst of all, ain't it? I mean, just for convenience, they gave me a name that sounds just like that darn spell Amir. Sure, your name's Amir, is that right? That's me, but you guys got all those cool sounding nicknames. Sir Blue Knight, Sir Dark Hat, that sort of thing. Bump, bump. Punchin' says I ain't no pushover and I'll punch ya if you think so. Bog is, I read it off a bottle of Rouges, I think. Professor, is it me or does punch and bog sound an awful lot like punching the... Hold on, my boy. A gentleman should never ruin someone's dream without a reason. By the way, mister, what is it, Blue Air? If I remember correctly, you were the one that took the professor's golden arm, right? After that, I sort of figured you'd have to lose the, shiny look and go back to how you looked before. Hey, that's right. How come you still look like a blinged up festive palm tree? Ah! Don't tell me. I bet you paid another visit to the pawnbroker with some 5-finger discounted items, huh? What do you mean 5-finger discount? A beer punch and bog, the first, wouldn't dream of taking someone else's possessions. Where have I heard that before? Let me tell you something. It was elves that helped me out. Elves helped you? That's right. When I'm fast asleep at night, the elves sometimes leave me little gifts. You get what I mean? Cute little elves. Kinda like the ones in this puzzle here. Not even subtle. Not even subtle. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, where are my stylus? Oh, I got it. Phew. Trumpets ring throughout the forest, signaling the start of the fairy festival. But what's this? When the trumpets stop playing, the fairies stop moving, and when the trumpets sound, they start moving again. Sound the trumpets and find out how many fairies are attending the festival. Touch stop, okay. Touch the go, okay. Once you've worked out the number of fairies, touch the input answer to write in the number of fairies. Huh. Finger up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Oh, unless I count the seesaw, which is 7. Is that it? 7? That can't be right. I'm doing it wrong.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
Hey, I got it!
As you'd expect from a gentleman in training.
They see it's sneaky. You wouldn't think to look at the 2 fairies on the seesaw, right? Well, forgetting your elves for one moment, Snowy and I have something we'd like to ask you. I'm looking at you, you gaudy, oversized bobblehead. Tell me. You wouldn't happen to know where my milk bucket is now, would you? Don't tell me you've gone and sold it. Me? Are you nuts? I'm pure as the driven snow. Is that so? Sure it is. And anyway, let me ask you. Does such a foul-tasted liquid even deserve to be called milk? Eh? That stuff tasted more like, you know, almost like drinking a darn bucket of white paint. No way. Well now, there's a good reason for that. Today, my milk bucket was filled with white paint, you see. I was planning to repaint the fences around the farm. Inside that milk bucket, you didn't happen to find my glasses, did you? Don't tell me they really were in there. What would I want with your glasses? Me Vision's 2020. Unfortunately, your credibility is looking a little more cloudy. Well, let me ask you this. Can you really go around calling 2 diamonds surrounded by pure gold a pair of glasses? Nope, I ain't having any of it. Those things were no glasses. There's only one word for something like that, and that's treasure. Treasure waiting to be sold at the best possible price. Oh. You scoundrel! Shimona! What's it matter anyway? One thing I can say is this. On account of the paint I drank, deep down inside I really am pure as the driven snow. Yeah, well, I think you better go and get those glasses back right away. Yeah, you're right. I'll go and have a word with Mr. Price. I'm not entirely sure it'll be that easy. A pawnbroker with a name like Price. Something tells me he may not be the type to hand over anything for free. And another special episode concludes. So with that, I hope you all have a lovely Friday and stay tuned for the next one next Monday. Bye-bye!